the first question.
So Alonzo, this year compared to last year, with a year under your belt at this level and in this system, how are you different?
I would say I just have a much greater knowledge of this defense. Last year, like you mentioned, obviously with it being my first year, a lot of the formations, the motions, things of that nature, it was the first time that I was seeing a lot of that stuff, at game speed. So being able to have a year under my belt, be more comfortable within the defense, and also understand the pieces that surround me. So, not only the free safety position that I played last year, but also understanding the cat safety, the corners, the spear, and then our defense in general. It helps me, make more plays and just feel more comfortable knowing, where my help is and where other pieces of the defense fit.
Alonzo, while we're waiting for the next question, can you turn your phone horizontally, please?
Yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Is that better?
Yeah. Now we see you a little bit. Now we see you a little bit better. Okay. Our next question comes from Kevin Kinder.
Alonzo, if I'm not mistaken, you played against a transfer that's going to be a teammate of yours now a couple years ago. What is that like in this new era of, hey, you played against somebody in the past, you might be teammates with them this year. Do you all talk a lot, and how do you kind of bring them into the fold?
So what a lot of people don't know is, me and Deshaun have known each other for a long time. Both of us are from the Toronto area in Canada. We played against each other in Little League ball coming up, and then we also actually played with each other for our provincial team, Team Ontario, and then we played in the International World Series at Dallas Cowboys Stadium with Team Canada versus Team USA. So that's been a long-time friend. Definitely happy, that where he's able to join us here, and I think that he'll be a great addition to the team. Like you said, obviously we played against each other at UNH versus Maine, so there's definitely still, that little bit of competition, but that's a brother. That's somebody who I consider a brother, and we definitely plan on representing our home country.
When when he gets here and you all start practicing, trying to do together, is the fact that you have all that background make it easier for you to explain things to him about the defense? And just overall, how much more important do you think transfers are going to be this year and in the future for college?
Well, obviously, come with the transfer portal, and this new rule with, players don't have to sit out. Like when I transferred, I had to sit a year. And, a lot of players now are afforded the opportunity to go to another school and play right away. So I definitely think you'll see a lot more transfers within college football. As far as me and Deshaun's relationship, we have a great relationship. So it'll definitely be easier for me to, hang out with him even outside of, the facility and explain the defense to him. And also just be able to show him, around Morgantown and, the great things that this town has to offer.
Back to Greg Hunter.
So Alonzo, did the year sitting actually help? I understand almost every transfer wants to play. Everybody hates to sit, it seems like. But in a lot of ways, did it help you to sit?
Yeah, like you said, that wasn't in my plans. I definitely wanted to be out there as a competitor. It hurt having to sit on the sideline while the guys took the field. But at the same time, I tried to use that year to better all my skills. They put me in the developmental program here. So I had a lot of time, lifting, running, strengthening my body and things of that nature. And also was able to, go up against the starting offense, being on scout team. So I just tried to apply the same things that I do, now being in the position that I am, being a starter on the team. I tried to take those same things to, when I wasn't, and when I was just on scout team, I still applied pressure every day in practice and tried to make the most of the opportunity, especially being from Canada. A lot of guys don't get this opportunity. So for me, it was more so just, rolling with the punches, rolling with the adversity. I'm not being able to play, but I'm still going to attack every day like I am.
Keenan Cummings.
Alonzo, you mentioned learning a lot of the new positions. Where are you comfortable at? Can you play multiple spots if they need you to this fall?
Yeah, I pride myself on being a defensive back. So, that means any position that they want to play me at, I'm comfortable playing there. Obviously, this past season being at free safety, that's a position that I actually played growing up in Canada. So being there was kind of like, it's definitely at home, but, I pride myself being able to play anywhere. So whether that's at calf, spear, even corner, I have film at corner from my old school. So, and that's what when I first got here, that's where they had me at. So definitely can play, multiple positions.
Back to Kevin Kinder.
Following up on that, Alonzo, with the changes in the defensive coaching staff, also, does that lead to more versatility, some differences in the way you all play things, and how much does your experience in the back, is that going to let you all maybe morph some coverages, hide some more stuff, do some different things this year?
Could you just repeat that question one more time? Sorry, I couldn't. It didn't come through clear.
Oh, sorry about that. With the new coaches on the defensive side and with your all's, some of your all's experience in the secondary, does that lead to more, shifting coverages, being able to hide things more, some different things than what you did last year?
Most definitely. Like you mentioned, we have a lot of older guys in the backfield. So for us, it's about evolving our game and not just going out there, lining up and being able to, do our job and stand still. We're playing against some of the best quarterbacks in the country. So if we just go out there, line up and show them what we're in, a lot of quarterbacks will be able to beat that. So being older, being, more seasoned, having more time with the coverage calls, understanding the defense more, like I said, definitely allows us to do different things, disguise different things, and, set ourselves up for success.
Greg Hunter.
So with all the COVID restrictions last year, you guys couldn't meet together sometimes, practices were changed or at least different. How difficult was that, and how much will it help if you guys can get back to 100% normal?
It was definitely very difficult with, a lot of the team either getting the vaccine or just, COVID restrictions being less and less as like the times went on. I feel like that's something that's helped this team. Honestly, I feel like we're a much closer knit group than we were last year because we've been able to be around each other more and do different things as a team, whether it be team activities or something as simple like you mentioned, meeting as a team. Last year we had to have almost, it was almost like two separate teams in the summer, to be honest with you, just because we had to be spread out with numbers. So this summer we've been able to be very close, and I think that'll definitely show.
Our next question comes from Greg Carey.
Alonzo, what were you able to learn from the whole process of the CFL draft?
The process of the CFL draft, it was definitely a learning experience. I would say the biggest thing that I learned, it's a tough question. I would say, to be honest with you, it's to not take anything for granted. I was afforded the opportunity to be drafted in the CFL, but at the same time, my goal was always to return back to Morgantown, play out, my years of eligibility, and then aim to go to the NFL. Obviously blessed with the team drafted me, but definitely don't take anything for granted.
Additional questions for Alonzo, please use the raised hand feature. One second here. Bob, is that you?
That's me.
Yeah, we have a question, Alonzo, from Bob Herzl.
Yeah. Hey, Alonzo, what are you going to tell Deshaun about the difference he's going to be seeing in, they say football is football, but is the football you came from and Division I football different? What are the differences between the step up there? Not only playing the game, not only the game itself, but preparation, also the attention you get from media and life on campus generally at this level.
So, I mean, you mentioned a lot of it, but things that I'll tell him. I mean, at the same time, you know, Deshaun's coming into this program already he's the same age as me. So it's very different than having a transfer come in who's, you know, maybe a redshirt freshman or a redshirt sophomore who hasn't been through, you know, college football. Yes, it is very different. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you know, he has his regiment. He has the things that's got him to this point, and he's been very successful in doing that. So I'll just try and be a vessel for him, be somebody, you know, of a support system. If he needs anything around town, he can lean on me, obviously, with our personal relationship. And then just showing him, you know, kind of what we do, you know, the Mountaineer way, kind of how we operate, the small things, how to use the different resources we have at the facility. And then as far as on campus life, probably just, you know, hang out with him as much as I can. Obviously, it's a blessing that we're both able to finish our eligibility out, you know, and kind of like it comes full circle with us playing together in high school. And now our final year being, you know, at a Power 5 program like West Virginia. Us coming from Canada, you know, it's a very big blessing. Our parents are, you know, talking and very happy about the opportunity we both have.
What was the toughest adjustment for you, or was there one? I mean, the way you played, it didn't look like there was much of an adjustment.
The toughest adjustment, could you just clarify the question, please?
Yeah, well, in either football or life at this level, what was the toughest thing for you to adjust to? Certainly the way you played, it didn't look like there was much of an adjustment.
I would say the biggest adjustment was just being able to kind of find my way around the facility, to be honest with you. We have so many different resources at the facility, whether it's our nutrition, whether it's the academic staff there, whether it's our weight room, whether it's the athletic trainers that are there, you know, coming from an FCS program where you're not afforded those luxuries. So the biggest adjustment for me was just making sure that I was making the most out of my day and also just using the resources that are provided for us.
Thank you.
No problem.
Keenan Cummings.
Alonzo, you mentioned obviously you've known Deshaun for a long time. What type of player, what type of linebackers was West Virginia getting with him?
I think we're getting a great linebacker. The coaches came to me, you know, and asked me about him once he hit the portal. I think we're getting a leader first and foremost, you know, somebody who's going to be a great addition character-wise to our team and bring another voice of leadership. Like I mentioned, having been through the college system already can, you know, like I mentioned, bring up this next generation of Mountaineers, you know, for when we leave the program. Obviously, you know, he has to find his way and see how we do things here, but I think he's a great fit, a great person, and a great player.